The story of Pittsburgh's rebirth and renaissance is really a great one. In fact, I think it's a model for older industrial cities around the world, not just in America.
A story of 21st century economic transformation that ought to be an inspiring model to other places. Pittsburgh really was known as a center of industrial might.
Predominantly a steel industry town 30 years ago is now a diverse economy with eds and meds, life sciences, financial services. We're one of only 5 metro areas that grew jobs in the last 10 years. Despite the downturn in the economy, Pittsburgh's unemployment rate remained well below the state and national average. Repeatedly named America's most livable city. From Forbes on down the list, they continue to say Pittsburgh is a great place to start a business, a great place to raise a family. We hosted the G20 summit a few years back when President Obama handpicked Pittsburgh, said this is a place that's gotten it right, they've figured it out, they've turned their economy around, and we want to be there to host the rest of the world.
We at Carnegie Mellon are very proud of the role that we played. Carnegie Mellon has contributed a great deal to the growth in particular of the technology sector here in Pittsburgh. Starting about 14 years ago, we identified regional economic development as one of our 5 university priorities. For us, that meant a focus on company and job creation. And the result's been fabulous. We've doubled the number of companies we generate each year. We're second in the country now in terms of number of startups per dollar of research.
Well, both Pitt and Carnegie Mellon now are known as real leaders in terms of technology management. So we are focused on getting our ideas out of the labs and into practical use, licensing to existing companies or spinning out new companies.
We have over 1,600 high-tech companies here in Pittsburgh, over 500 life sciences companies, many of which were created here through ideas that started at Pitt or CMU. That intellectual property is here. The great stories like Google and the wonderful transformation that Pittsburgh has undergone. One of the major reasons that we've been able to be successful is because of our public-private partnerships that we create.
Often the continuing development of technology does depend upon university partnerships, and proximity makes that all the easier.
The second thing we did, though, was to build a building on the edge of campus with the help of the state and the city, specifically to attract existing technology companies. They want to work with our faculty, they want to hire our students, and that meant they wanted to be close to us. And that's also been a smashing success. It started life with Intel and Apple and short order Google.
The government working with the corporate community, working with the nonprofit community and the universities, all collectively working together with one common mission.
It's absolutely crucial to have shovel-ready or even move-in ready sites for companies. And we saw firsthand just how crucial real estate and location are to companies. We also saw in the case of Google, though, Google grew very fast. We saw quite quickly they were going to run out of space. We're pretty landlocked and we're a very compact campus. If it had not been for Bakery Square, I think we might have very well have lost Google. They might have moved to another place in the city very far from the campus. And had they done that, I think the whole value proposition of Pittsburgh for Google would have been greatly degraded, and we might have lost them entirely. I'm just speculating here.
The growth patterns that we have seen over the course of the past decade really involve the development of facilities outside of the center of Oakland, but within close enough proximity to the campus.
We were very lucky that Bakery Square was available, and it's turned out fabulously well for Google.
A wonderful example of a Pittsburgh success story. Old Nabisco site transformed into a great new development.
I saw this when it was still just gutted from Nabisco. I think Walnut Capital had just acquired the building. You had to have a lot of vision, but being able to participate in designing an entirely new work environment in a great location, and it gave us a chance to really not only shape our workspace, but instead shape the whole building.
It wasn't that UPMC didn't have facilities that we could form the TDC in and house the TDC in, but it was important to us as we developed the Technology Development Center to develop an attractive, innovative space to really start to get those creative juices flowing. And really Bakery Square has been the ideal location for that, both in its location, the way it's set up, all of the amenities in the area has created this nice little microcosm in Pittsburgh of what I consider to be really a technology innovative growth area.
So I see more like an incubator environment. So if you have the researchers and the students and the end users, we can advance this product development much faster.
We have some of the world's best high-tech companies and research facilities with Google, UPMC, the Technology Group, the VA, and the University of Pittsburgh. So we are very, very proud of what Bakery Square has become.
It's just what we needed, both in terms of the facility itself and ease of location to Oakland.
And the growth of these companies sometimes happens so rapidly that you have to be ready to adapt to that.
Companies only have a very short window of when they need to grow their business.
So having something that is going to be ready to go is very important to us.
We always felt like this property was so close to the universities and medical centers that it was just a natural for that kind of use. We're only a mile and a half away. We have direct shuttle connections constantly circling through the neighborhoods to Bakery Square.
It's really helped us by moving here to recruit employees and students. It's also actually improved our recruitment of research participants. It's a place that people in the community enjoy coming to.
Being at Bakery Square tends to be one of our biggest recruiting tools. Employees find it very important to have a gym connected so they can work out when they want. Restaurants, coffee, housing, even things in this area. The Target was a very big attraction. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's are truly attractions for employees of all different types of demographics.
We see a tremendous opportunity for growth in this community in the medical, educational, high-tech area. What that also led us to believe is there's the demand for more. And that's really how we started Bakery Square 2.0, which is our purchase of the former Reisenstein School property directly across the street. What we have here is an open canvas. It's about 12 acres that gives us the ability to create exactly what we want right next to the universities and medical centers.
Bakery 2.0 is an extension of Bakery 1. It will be a campus environment that we've created for our tenants here,
where people can work and play and live.
And do everything in a convenient way in a home neighborhood really is a big plus.
One of the reasons that we continue to be named America's most livable city and recognized as a top destination is because of that quality of life.
I think that's very important for the kinds of companies we're attracting. So the Googles of the world. Quality of life is very important to this generation. Therefore, it's very important to these companies.
Pittsburgh is a green city in many ways. There isn't a development that happens now that doesn't have a green component.
Bakery Square 2, and I'm guessing we have nothing like this right now in Pittsburgh, is going to be very attractive to companies like Google.
So to the extent that a facility like Bakery Square, and now Bakery Square 2.0, enhance the likelihood that professional opportunities are going to grow, that's a key first step.
We're on a good path to be that city of the future. We think Pittsburgh can create its own identity, and you do that by investing in young people, by investing in businesses, by creating opportunities, by creating shovel-ready sites.
We believe that by giving them the opportunity and giving them a master plan that allows them to grow across the street, we're giving our tenants a further growth strategy to bring great jobs to Pittsburgh, to further make a statement of how strong this market is for us.
As we look to the future, Bakery Square 2.0 is a great example of a future shovel-ready site. I think that really has positioned Pittsburgh well for future growth.